What is up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF, man, back with another pregame as we get set to face the Utah Jazz in Utah without Lonzo Ball or Brandon Ingram. So, again, it's looking like a real tough dub. But if we put all hands in order and we just put our right foot forward, we can win tonight. Welcome, everybody, to the live stream. How you guys doing today? It's your boy DTLF. So 6 games left in the regular season, guys. 6 games left, man. It just flew by so quick this season, at least for me. It's crazy. Everything's starting to come down to who's going to get those final playoff spots between the Denver Nuggets and a couple of other teams there. Yes, I'm so excited. The Rams traded for Brandon Cooks from the Patriots for like a 4th-round pick and who knows what else. But so excited, man. The Rams are taking this thing, bro. That's all we needed. We needed another good option at the wide receiver, and Brandon Cooks is no joke. 3 straight seasons with 1,000-plus yards. Super hyped. The only other players to do that is Antonio Brown, and I forgot who else. But I'm so happy, man, that Jared Goff actually has a pretty good target there at the wide receiver slot. Man, the Rams are going to be something. We're going to take our division for sure, and we're going to make a deep playoff run, hopefully all the way this season. But moving back to the Lakers, guys. Lakers. So, again, we don't have Lonzo Ball or Brandon Ingram. So that's a problem right off the bat. And we're facing one of the tougher opponents in the Western Conference with the one of the better rookies this season in Donovan Mitchell. I'm actually excited to see Donovan Mitchell. I haven't seen him in a couple of months since the last time we played them. So this should be exciting, guys. However, he's probably going to eat tonight because, again, no Lonzo Ball. We don't have that lengthy guard. I would start Josh Hart over Caruso. Caruso, to me, is better suited off the bench. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We definitely got to improve in our free throw shooting if we want to have a chance tonight. And we got to have to lock up and not give up so many threes. Joe Ingles always kills us from beyond the arc. We got to make sure we keep him in check, and also Rudy Gobert on the rebound. So those are their big 3: Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles, and also your boy Donovan Mitchell. So we got to make sure we limit those guys to what they specialize in. So I can't, man. It's going to be a tough. I'm not really going to predict what happens tonight, but let's just say we're going to need an excellent game from Kuzma, Julius Randle, and our bench in order to win tonight. If anything Brook Lopez could chip in would be great as well, man. So, you guys still want to talk football? I see Brandon Cooks is 3 teams in 2 years. I don't care, man. He's very talented. Again, this is a win now type of summer for the Rams. They're not worried about the locker room or none of that. If not, they wouldn't have acquired Aqib Talib and Donegan Sue. But I think we're gonna do good this season. I can't wait. Honestly, I absolutely can't wait. I'm excited. We still have the best running back in the game, and I think the best defense in the game, the way it's constructed. But we'll see. On paper it looks extremely good. Let's see how it translates to the field. But so excited, man. Now, no Odell. Yeah, no Odell. I don't think the Giants were ever serious about getting rid of him. I think they were just testing the market just to see. But, yeah, probably. But, yeah, if Lakers pull this win off tonight, well, I mean, we have the talent to pull off any win any night. And I noticed when we play higher competition, we play better. So let's hope that's the case tonight. And we want Kuzma to go ahead and take over tonight. That'd be great for me personally. Julius has been doing it for months already, so I already expect a double-double, 18 and 10 at least for him. But love it, man. We'll see what happens. Adam Schefter thinks Odell will get traded. We'll see. If he does, I don't think it's to the Rams anymore. So we got our guy. Brandon Cooks is our guy. So, yeah, it's probably not going to be that. Back to B-ball. Whiteside is in the downhill. I see his game all the time. I'm in Florida. I feel your problem. However, I don't think they're using him properly. Just because the NBA is starting to evolve and change it and shift away from his style of centers, those DeAndre Jordan type centers. So pretty much he's just upset because they don't utilize him enough in pick and rolls and they don't feed him down low when he has good inside position. So we would pretty much do the same thing with him, though. He wouldn't be very happy here. So I get your point, because the Lakers would still jack up a lot of threes, and he'd get his points where he could. But, with Lonzo on screen and rolls, he'd at least eat a little bit more there, Lakers have slipped, Dan. TF happened, like we give up. Injuries, and pretty much I think they're mailing it in because it's hard to get up and play when you know you didn't make the playoffs already. However, no excuses. We have to show up every night, so I feel you on that one. We need the Thunder to accumulate some L's. I believe they're playing right now. How are they doing? I haven't checked the scoreboard. Oh, congratulations to Villanova on their national championship run, man. That team was very well coached, and it's going to be a good draft. We'll see what happens, but shout out to them. They take it. They've already taken 2 in the last 5 years, so that's a team right there that no matter who they recruit, that system is money, man. That guy, he proves Jay Wright. He proves that coaching matters, right? It matters in any league. In any league, it matters. So that's a good example right there of how far good coaching could take you, even with subpar to good talent. I'm not saying that they don't have good talent, but they didn't have like a lot of lottery pick type players and stuff like that. So 18-13, the Thunder are winning for sure. Thanks for the update, bud. I think they're playing the Golden State Warriors, right? So that should be a good game right there to be flipping the channel back and forth for surely. It says, will Lonzo play? No, Lonzo will not play. He's still out. They still, I guess he got a mild concussion or something like that. They're still out. Ingram's still out too. At this point, I'd be surprised if I see him back before the season ends. I would love to see him like 3 games before the season ends at least. But I don't know. They're overprotecting their players this year since we're not playing for any playoff spots. I guess that's a smart thing to do. We losing without Ingram and Zoe. Never have that mentality, man. Anything's possible. Somebody could step up, have a huge night. The Lakers have stayed competitive for the most part all season long. So I'm never going to be one that is going to say we're going to lose for sure, because you never know. Kuzma is going to average. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Lonzo does have the knee injury. My bad. I mixed him and Ingram up. Yep, you're right. Good point. Thanks for reminding me that. Kuzma's going to average 40-plus minutes for the rest of the games. Yeah, hopefully he stays healthy. That's all I care about at this point. Yo, Dan, overall, are you happy with the dedication of the squad? I am happy. This season we made a step forward. It was going to be a huge step forward, but injuries got in the way. A huge step forward would have been playoffs, but we made a decent enough step forward to now we got people turning their head, over and looking at us as a potential destination. And that's pretty much what we wanted to accomplish as a team. Up-and-coming young team with a lot of cap space is always dangerous in free agency. So that's really when our season begins, is the summer, summertime. Once July hits, as soon as July hits, our season has begun, Laker Nation. So, I got you on the videos for that. 2 teams are not giving the Lakers love tonight. Cavs and Thunder not doing us any favors. Yeah, I feel you on that. Pretty much it looks like it's going to be the 25th pick for the Lakers, which is still pretty good. We didn't have a first-round pick anyway. So, and this draft, we could get a first-round steal just like last year and the year before that. Hey, Dan, any updates on Whiteside? Yes, Matt. The update was that the coaching staff, they weren't very happy with him, as well as the team, because they thought it was a poorly timed judgment on his part to come out and say that to the public right before potential playoffs begin for them. So, yeah, not the right time to say it. And it looks like they might move on from him this summer, but yet to be determined if there's going to be any buyers and what the cost of a player like that would be, Dan, you see the several teams are interested in trading for Kawhi in the offseason. You think the Lakers are one of them? Maybe so, man. Knowing Magic is a home run hitter. If Magic sees he could get a fair trade, he might try it. But I hope we don't give up too much young talent, because I love our young talent. Who would you trade for Kawhi, Ingram or Lonzo? If I had to pick one, I'd trade Lonzo, even though I like him a lot. But I think Ingram has a higher ceiling, if not the highest ceiling on this team. I really don't want to touch him, honestly. KD, LeBron, and PG looking at the Lakers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just hope that Zoe takes no days off in the offseason, and we need him focused. That would be great. We just need him to improve his offense and his decision making, as well as his free throw shooting and his conditioning. So if he can focus on those 4 things, he should come as an improved player next season, just like Julius did. I'm happy too, but injuries hurt a lot. Yes, they did, man. And all those close games we dropped hurt us a lot too. So next season, if I'm Luke Walton over the summer, I'm doing drills and developing late game situation type strategies for the Lakers to execute better down the stretch. Counters to whatever the defense is giving you. So you got to find ways to be effective even in the fourth quarter and down the stretch. And we really weren't that effective. Probably about 75% of the games that came down to the stretch, we lost. So we got to make sure we execute and at least bring that up to at least 50-50 next season, when we're winning at least half of those games. Because it's impossible to win all the close games unless you got a superstar killer, but like Kobe used to be for us. But for the most part, they at least got to get it to give us a 50-50 chance to close those games out. Who would you trade for Kawhi? Randall? If I had to pick one of the 4 players, oh man, it's tough. I really don't want to make these choices, man. You guys are putting me in the hot seat with these questions, but they're good questions. I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know who I would pick. I really don't. I love all 4 of those, like all 5 of them, including Josh Hart. I like our core, and we'll see what happens. Horns up, baby. We got Brandon Cooks. I see you, Alfonso. How you doing, bro? Dan, you think Boogie Cousins is a good choice? Depending on how healthy he looks come July, and if he stayed in shape, he was able to what his recovery timetable is looking like, and what the asking price and length of the contract will be. So depending on all those things, maybe. Did you hear what Ice Cube said about Lonzo? No, I did not. Sorry, guys. I was working today. I didn't really get to check that out. Did you hear? He said, Colton in the house. Okay, I see you, Tribe Nation. How you doing, bro? Neighbors. My neighbor. Dan Lopez out too. Wow. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe Zoo will get the start, or maybe we'll get to see Thomas Bryant tonight if Lopez really is out. So would you rather sign LeBron or get Kawhi on a decent deal? I'll take Kawhi because he's more of a long-term deal than LeBron. LeBron's going to be like a 1 or 2 year rental. Even though LeBron propels us right away, he could potentially hurt us with his ego and his need to try to play GM and trade young players away. So, yeah, I'll take Kawhi. Kawhi will come in, buy in, and just fit right in with us and make us that much better. Dan, do you think Fisher is a Hall of Famer? Yeah, man. Fisher was a solid player, and he contributed to a couple of those championships. So, yeah. I give him the Hall of Fame as a role player, not as a star player, but as a really good role player, as a very good starter throughout his career. And yes, one of the better defensive guards I've ever seen as well. So people forget how tough he was defensively. Dan, what players should the Lakers draft? For me, a backup point guard or rim protector center. I'm right there with you, but reverse the order. For me, it's a rim protecting center first, point guard second, because it's not that hard to find a backup point guard, even through free agency or late in the draft, right? Or even in the G League, sometimes you find good backup point guards. So, first I would prioritize a big. We desperately need a rim protecting big. So, yeah, good point. Dan, what should Dan, do you live near that YouTube shooting? Nah, man. That's San something else. I live in Colton. So, yeah. Le GM is going to be a problem. Well, hopefully not. If Magic could handle his attitude, Magic is just that dude that everybody respects, man. When he comes through the room, everybody just bows down to him because this guy has built so many legacies, not just on the court, but off the court. So you got to respect a business mogul, an icon like Magic Johnson. Dan, I think Lonzo's injury prone. People at my job disagree. Yeah, it's too early to tell, man. If he goes through injuries again next year, then we can start having that conversation. But again, he's skinny. All skinny point guards get banged up. Look at Russell; he's been out for the most part. Curry's always getting injured. Some of the better point guards, they get injured because they're skinny. The ones that bulk up, like Westbrook, bigger guards, they last longer. So that's my goal for him, is to get bigger and just get better over the summer. Hey Dan, if we go for Kawhi, what makes you feel that he will buy in and not do to us what he did to the Spurs? Well, because then he would be ruining his career if he does the same thing he did here. I really think Kawhi is a good dude. They just had a misunderstanding, and I don't know what it was. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm an insider. So whatever their misunderstanding was, that's all it is. But that's not going to sit well with the San Antonio Spurs. You know, they're a Class A organization who pride themselves in and having humble players that listen to them and do whatever they want. So that's the only reason why he's potentially up on the trading block. But I expect them to patch things up eventually, and then I actually think Kawhi will leave in free agency of 2019. So we'll see what happens, though. Anything can happen. He said FM Froby was Cube talking crazy. I don't know, man. No trade unless it's crazy lopsided in our favor. We got to believe in our core. I agree with Mike. Mike makes a good point. We got to stick with the core because the core is the future, and you don't want to get rid of the future. You don't want to mortgage the future for the present because sometimes the present doesn't work out. Just remember the Steve Nash, Dwight Howard deals that actually set us back a couple of years. So always have that in mind and try to, if you can have the best of both worlds, go for it. If not, you're sticking with the young guns. Dan not reading minds. I didn't see yours, bro. Like I said, I don't see all the comments. Sorry about that. If I don't see your comments, sorry, man. I apologize. I don't know if I would trade one of the main four for Kawhi only because of his injury. No guarantee he returns the same player. Now, that's another good point right there, Nathan. Why not, keep fresh young legs with a lot of potential over trading for, you never know if he's going to start becoming injury prone or if that injury is going to set him back like the Isaiah Thomas injury or whatnot, but we'll see. I'm not going to get too much into that because we're nowhere near that. But this summer is going to be very interesting, and I think it's going to be very telling into what direction we're headed towards. Josh Hart could potentially be the next D-Fish. That's a good comparison. I like that. Dan, let's get this win tonight, big dog. Yes, sir. I see you, Brian. And you know what? Josh Hart has a very Jimmy Butler-esque type game to him. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be that good offensively because Jimmy Butler just took his game to the next level. But, I mean, he's a good two-way player who can slash, has good upper body strength, and can even guard bigger players. Jimmy Butler, when he first came into the league, he was just a primary defender, a secondary scorer. So anything's possible with the development of these young players. You just never know how high they're going to or how good they're going to develop. Only time will tell. Kawhi's not going anywhere. Spurs just feeding the media the wrong information. We don't know, man. We're not palm readers, so we can't tell the future. We'll see. One thing I will tell you, I've never seen the Spurs so drama-filled ever. So I don't think they like drama. They're more of a conservative franchise. So if anything's bringing drama, they might get rid of it. Just saying. And why not get rid of him when he can bring back the most value instead of potentially letting him walk in free agency? So anything can happen. Also, probably wouldn't trade for Kawhi on an expiring deal. Don't want us to pull the Thunder and our guy and an all-star and another team next season. Yeah, I've been saying that all year long. I don't want to trade too much for anybody who's on an expiring deal because you don't know. You don't want the Dwight Howard situation to happen. And Kawhi's no Dwight. I think Kawhi would be faithful because he actually grew up in San Bernardino, neighbor to where I live in Colton. But still, you just can never outguess yourself. You don't want to gamble like that. Mike, you're stoned, bro. Mike Stone said all of our young players are injury prone. I don't see how. Julius has been healthy all season long. Kuzma has been healthy for the majority of the season. How? You should add a D right, next to your name, Mike. Only way we win is if Kuzma drops 50. You never know. Josh Hart has the highest ceiling champion since college. Well, that's a little bold, man. I wouldn't say that, but we'll see. You might be right. Dan, Kobe saved whose legacy? I didn't finish reading that. Let me go up. You said Dan Kobe saved Shaq's legacy twice. No comment, man. I love them both. Of course, I love Kobe way more, but love them both. Dan, do you want LeBron James? I don't want him. I want to beat him. You mean like physically beat him, or you mean like, nah, I'm just like, I know what you mean, bro. Do I want him? Like, I got to have him. Like, if we fail free agency if we don't have him type mentality? No. I don't really care if we get him or not. But if we do get him, hey, I'm not going to be mad. Matter of fact, I might get really hyped. I might come to you with a live reaction video talking about how we got the best player in the league. That's just the type of Laker fan I am. I always love exciting moves for the Lakers. As long as it's for my franchise, I'm in favor of it. But before DeMarcus got injured, my two primary options were DeMarcus and Paul George, or DeMarcus and Kevin Durant. Would you trade Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma, and Deng for Leonard, Dejounte Murray, so we can add then LeBron and George? Leonard is not on a big contract. Would I trade? Again, depending what the asking price is, Lonzo and Ingram and Kuzma is way too much. There's no way I'm trading all of that at all. Or not even, I wouldn't even trade two of those, to be honest with you. Like, I like Kawhi, but I don't think of him that highly. To me, he's not Giannis. To me, he's not that dude that's going to carry you for the next 10 years. To me, he'd make a better Pippen than a Jordan, if you know what I mean. But Dan, if we strike out on free agency, would you sign Avery Bradley on a 1-year deal? I don't see why not. I like Avery Bradley. He plays defense. He's a slasher. I don't see why not. I believe 3 or 4 of our core will be stars within the next 3 to 4 years. I don't think people realize how young they are. What do you say, Dan? I agree with you, man. I've been vouching for them all along. I think they're the next dynasty in the making. If you keep them together and only add to that, then it's going to be out of this world, man. Ingram, Randall, Deng, and the first Cavs pick for Kawhi. Man, that's enticing only because we're unloading Deng's contract. But Ingram and Randall, that's a lot, bro. I like both of those players too much to get rid of both of them, you know what I mean? But Kawhi is going to get traded. Anything's possible, buddy. Utah is good this year, and Mitchell is special. Yes, he is. And Mitchell's actually going to I'm actually featuring him in one of my new videos that's coming up. Not him, but I'm going to be talking about him in one of these upcoming videos, and I'm going to break him down because they really struck gold with that kid big time. And I'm actually mad that my second favorite team, the New York Knicks, didn't pick Donovan Mitchell because the guy they picked, it seems more like a long-term project, and projects sometimes fail. I would have took a sure thing in Dennis Smith Jr. or your boy Donovan Mitchell, but it is what it is. Sometimes you fail through drafts, and we'll see. Dan, will you be happy with PG and Whiteside? Yes, I would. Those two would definitely give us the elevation we need to compete in the West. Ayton wants to go to the Suns. What do you think, Dan? Well, I mean, he did play for Arizona, so it makes sense. I mean, him and Devin Booker and Josh Jackson would be a terror in the future, Not right away, but in the future they would be a terror. So I don't want to see them in our division. Definitely not. Dan, did you hear that Noel and Cephalosha got suspended for violating the NBA anti-drug policy? Oh, man, thank you for reminding me about that. I read that through Twitter earlier today, and I was going to talk about it, but I totally forgot. Yes. I'm not sure we need to be bringing that kind of drama over here, so cross off Noel from your list. We don't need guys like that. So I guess Desmond is our guy if we miss on a center in free agency and then the draft. I guess we can go for those second and third options. Dan, did you hear about Canelo? Yes, I did, unfortunately. And I will say no comment to that because sometimes it's I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes there's a lot of riggery that goes on in sports. People just bet, especially boxing and MMA and stuff like that. So I don't really want to get into that, man. I'm a big fan of Canelo's, and I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt this time. But we'll see. If this continues happening, then he'll lose me for sure. I like Canelo because he's from where my mom grew up, Guadalajara in Mexico. So I'm a big fan of his, and the Jalisco. So. Dan, where is Kevin King? I don't know, man. I miss my dude. I don't know where he's at. Suns haven't been hot since Kevin Johnson. Not really. They were kind of good with they were great in the Steve Nash era. They just never got out of the second round, thanks to Kobe Bryant and the Lakers, man. Because we were killing it back then. I would trade Ennis and Deng for the Cavs pick. with the Caps pick for Whiteside. And it's they're not going to do that, bro. They're trying to get rid of that contract, not add another one. But I feel you, though. Then I think Whiteside and Randall would be too much of a clog in the paint. I kind of agree with that. However, I think Randall's going to add some sort of a mid-range this summer. I really do. I foresee that. Whiteside can already kind of hit it. So I think it's possible, but we'll see. Your parents are from Jalisco, too? That's what's up, bro. Shout out to your parents. That's what's up. Dennis Lonzo from LA. He's from Chino Hills. So yeah. I need the Cavs and the Portland to win €100. Oh, you're sports betting. Well, I wish you luck, buddy. Thanks, contract just so garbage. No hate to the player himself, just so hard to get rid of it. I think that's a little overstated. Next season is going to only have 2 years left in his contract, and maybe this summer we can move that with a couple of draft picks. So we'll see. Dan, but we all know Triple G won against Canelo, but some paid that judge. I agree, man. I thought Triple G was better that night, slightly, but surely he landed more punches. Yeah, I agree with that. I got to keep it 100. Dan, would you trade Randall for Whiteside and a first rounder? No. Nope, I'm keeping Randall because he has more potential and he's a lot more versatile. I used to hate Raja Bell. Me too, bro. Especially when he clothesline choke slammed Kobe, man. And today's NBA, that would have been a flagrant 2 with a 3-game suspension attached to it. So that's how you know that the NBA has gotten a lot more softer, you know. Dan, is El Pollo Loco still open? What about Sizzlers? Yep, I think both of them are. Dan, I want to order food, but I'm split between a kebab and chips. What should I get? You want to order food? Well, tell me what kind of food you're interested in, man, and I'll tell you where you could go eat. Just give me a category. You want chicken? You want pizza? I got you, bro. Just let me know. Who's playing today? Today, the Lakers are playing the Utah Jazz. It seems to be the last road game we play this season with 6 games left, man. So I hope we can just win it and just win as many as possible. Then I think we're going to trade Randall. Oof, sign and trade him? No, I hope not. I hope not. We've been making a grave mistake, man. Can I be honest with you guys? If I had to pick between bringing Paul George and keeping Randall, I would slightly lean more towards Julius because we already have a couple of wings. You know, we got Ingram. I think Kuzma could play some wing. And the one position we don't have is power forward. So I hope the Lakers really don't let go of Julius. I don't think we're that, you know, I don't think we're gonna make that mistake. Assuming we don't draft one, who do you want starting at center next season? If we don't draft one and we don't get one in free agency, I would love to see what Zubats could do for about the first 10 games. But if he fails, then I would love to see what Thomas Bryant can do because he seems more like a prototypical today and age center, somebody who could stretch out and hit the 3, could defend inside and play with a lot of passion. So, Dan, I want turkey and veggies. Turkey and veggies, man. Thanksgiving passed. I don't eat turkey unless it's Thanksgiving. I'm not a fan of turkey, guys. DA, you are Uber driver now? Nope. I'm a DoorDasher, man. I only deliver food. We need a shooting guard. We got one. The product from Villanova, man. Josh Hart is the perfect starting shooting guard. If all else fails, we already have one on the team. So, Dan, who's gonna win the West this year? I have the Houston Rockets coming out of the West. I've been saying it all year since early on. I saw the potential. I did not imagine that Chris Paul and James Harden were going to click this well, but man, those guys look poised, and I think this is going to be their year, man. Not just to come out of the West. I have them winning the whole thing. So if I did any sort of sports betting, I would put a little bit of money on that just to see what happens. Bro, Kuzma can play the 4 with PG. Julius is limited with his lack of shooting. But Julius is a dominant power forward who gives you a little bit of everything else. But I feel you. Kuzma can play the 3, push comes to shove. I'm just saying, if I had to pick one, I would keep Julius, even though I love Paul George, just for the age and the upside. Should we keep Brook Lopez? Don't forget that he's a threat offensively, though. Again, depending on free agency, man. Depending on free agency. How do you feel about Villanova? They're extremely well coached, and I think that's the kind of coach we need on the Lakers. Me and the Bud, one of my friends, Ron Williams. Shout out to Ron. We were talking about this. We feel like Jay. I always getting confused. I always call him Jay Williams, but the head coach from Villanova. I feel like he would make the perfect coach for a team like the Lakers, young up and coming team. However, we rocking with Luke because that's where we're at right now. So Lonzo's not gonna play, Sonia. Sorry, not today. Dan, how do I cure cancer? You can't, bro. You just gotta pray to God and I hope for the best, man. But hopefully you don't have cancer, bro. Because I know you be trolling all the time, Adam. I can't even take you serious. Dan, Thomas Bryant got into a bar fight and threw a bottle at a woman. Do you think the Lakers will get rid of him? Oof, I don't know, man. That's tough. That's tough. But we'll see. I hope OKC is a first-round exit. That would be great. That would be ideal for us. Extremely ideal. I'll take a couple more questions, guys, and then I'm going to hop off because that Laker game is about to start in 3 minutes. So hit me with them right now. The first PlayStation was out the last time the Rockets won a title. Yeah, I guess that's pretty true. That's a fun fact. Mikal Bridges projected to be a top 10 pick, just as good as Josh Hart. Yeah, he's pretty dang good, man. So I feel you on that. That's the one player they had. So good point. Zubac better bring his butt in shape every year from now on. Bring it hard and don't get soft. I agree, bro. I agree with you on that. Dan, do you play 2K18? Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do. Dan, it's the Rockets and the Cavs in the finals. I'm not penciling in the Cavs just because they're very streaky this season. I think the Rockets are there for sure. I don't know who's coming out of the East. The East is always very unpredictable. I don't count on the Raptors. They're streaky. I think they're pretenders. The Celtics, unfortunately for them, went through injury, so they're not coming out of the East. Now with Kyrie Irving injured and Marcus Smart injured. So it could very well be the Cavs, but I'm hoping it's another team like the Sixers or somebody else. Would be fun to see a young up-and-coming team come out. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Much love to Laker Nation, man. Appreciate all the support. I'll catch you guys as soon as the game's over. I got you guys post-game. You already know what's up. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.